Hey everybody, I hope everyone's doing well. I'm really excited to see you guys, and I'm really excited to talk to you. I have been listening to music lately, but I'm not ready to make the video yet, and it's just been a while. I feel like, I guess maybe it hasn't, but I made that joking Halloween video, but I mean, I really wanted to just like talk, and I don't really have a plan, and like, I didn't really set up to be like, knowing what I'm going into on this video. I just sort of wanted to rant and just speak with you and just say hello. Cherry wheat, can't go wrong. Always love this beer. Yeah, life has been very interesting. The reason why I'm having my beer right now is I just picked up one of those. There's my grocery stores around here in Charlotte have the little option where you can choose 6 different individual beers and make your own personal 6-pack, which I love. As much as I love this song. I'm playing Bon-Iver because I'm in the mood for it recently. I was thinking about it this morning. Mary agreed and said that that'd be a good idea. She was down with the idea. I said rather than having traditional music for our wedding, which is around a year from now, that we would play modern music to come down the aisle to during the ceremony. And I just keep on picturing either Holocene or maybe Michigan in my mind for going down the aisle to, but this especially. I just think this and like it's like I sort of put Bon-Iver and Mary together because I've always knew about Bon-Iver and always wanted to get more into it, but then forever the Emma record, the first record, the songs I like, but the second album was much more my alley, as opposed to the lo-fi songwriter and the cabin, which is also cool, but this album is much more my alley, and I didn't really get a chance to really spend my time listening to it until Mary had decided to pick it up on a whim because I love the artwork, and so Bon-Iver and Mary go hand in hand for me, so I think it's one of the most beautiful songs in a long time. So I got this 6-pack of beer to celebrate and just relax. I worked my first 2 overnight shifts this past week, and that was pretty, that was fun. I was excited about it. My first night went really hard. It was like a challenge to stay up as much as I could and try not to have caffeine. I had some coffee, but no like energy shots or anything like that. Night 2 was a little bit more, strenuous in the last hour or 2 of being awake just because I didn't have much sleep after doing that for the first night already. But it was good. And tonight, last night when I started my overnight shift, they asked me if I want to come in the next day at 5 to 11 p.m. to do some overtime hours. So I said sure, after talking to Mary about it. And last week, on the very last day at the end of my pay period week, they let me leave 4 hours early, and I went out to eat with Mary for dinner, and that was not something I usually do. It's really hard for me to decide when to leave early because I love making money, and I just don't like giving up money, you know? Sure, it's open here. I didn't realize this. And I gave it up. But man, the Lord has really provided, and it was just awesome because then He was just like, oh, okay, I got you. Spend time with Mary. You should go out and spend time with Mary, and then I provided overtime hours for the next week, so now I'm balancing out okay, so it's great. I hope everyone's doing okay from the hurricane. Everyone's been affected by Hurricane Sandy. I really send my blessings out to you, and just really hope that the Lord has been watching over you guys. A week from tomorrow, me and Mary are going to New York, and we're going from Friday until Tuesday, the week before Thanksgiving. And half the trip is about spending time with my friends and my close friends and having her meet all of them. And I'm super excited. It's been years since I've seen some of my closest friends. And then the other half we're spending with her brother and his family. And it's probably the only time I'm going to really be spending time with them before the wedding a year from now. So that's a week from tomorrow, on next Friday, and I was make this whole plan, putting a Facebook event together to get together with my old friends, all together at a restaurant in my town, and grab some food and catch up, and I was really excited about it. But unfortunately, obviously things change, and it's just, I grew up in Long Beach, Long Island. I'm on the bottom, I grew up right on the bottom of the island there, and my town was really, really destroyed. Like other towns, I'm sure, have had the same devastation, so it's not like it's like a, whose town is worse, but my town's definitely probably one of those towns that's up there, my hometown. And it's really like weird and rough for me because I have a very, my whole mind and mindset is very disoriented and far away and far apart from my hometown now. I love my hometown. I love my hometown, but ever since I finished high school, maybe it's just me. I feel like it's weird because I feel like a lot of people can leave their hometown after high school and still have a connection to it, but my family moved to North Carolina when I started college, and so I went up to school and they moved down here, and I would come back on winter breaks and whatnot, and I would end up living out of my car with a bag in the back seat and spending time at my girlfriend's house and my best friend's house, and I didn't really have a home base anymore, and it was hard for a few years, and I had some resentment with my family because of it, and so because of it, it's just weird because I don't really have this connection anymore to my hometown, and now, I went from school, and Binghamton, when I went to school, became like my real feeling of home, and a lot of people who I went to school with didn't feel the same way because they go back, but for me, I would stay, and I grew a connection. I guess I naturally clung to Binghamton instead of Long Beach, and now the town has been hit and struck so severely, and it's a really sad story. Just like across the whole East Coast and the whole Northeast especially, it's just basically every single person's home in my entire town, if any bottom level in the house, has been 5 or 6 feet flooded, and there's people poor and they're on the streets and they don't have a home anymore. And luckily no one I know has been there's no deaths from anyone I know, and no serious injuries I don't know of, that I know of. But of course, there's still a death toll that was 100 plus from the storm. So, it's a horrible situation. But I know it sounds sort of cliche to say at this point, but it should never be cliche. It should never get old to say that you gotta be grateful for what you have, and so health and safety and your friends and family, and homes can be replaced, but people can't. So we're going there in a week, and it's gonna be weird. I don't even know if we're gonna visit the hometown anymore because I want her to see it, but it won't be the same place. The beach is distraught. The beach is broken up and completely ruined. The boardwalk's gone. Homes are devastated. I don't think anything's gonna be open, so we won't be having any people meeting together at the restaurant anymore. So it's been a weird thing for me because I've been spending time calling people to make sure every one of my friends from home is okay and my family's okay, but I can't really comprehend it. I feel like if I go to Long Beach, maybe I'll have some sort of emotional connection I didn't know was even still prevalent. So we'll see. Hopefully we go, but I'm really looking forward to the trip. Really am. I showed on Facebook recently, I started carrying around another thing recently. Where's my time at my video, by the way? I always do this. I got some time, like 5.5 minutes. I've just had some anxiety this past week about, I think, just doing the right thing in the eyes of the Lord, and, some sins. And one particular day was like very strong in my heart of what I was feeling, and I went into work, and I actually ended up having like a type of episode where I was out in the front desk, just coming into work, checking in some guests, and hands were getting very shaky, and got stronger and stronger and everything like that, and then I ended up having to walk away from guests and come back out after trying to find someone to take my place. And I walked away from them and telling them I just really couldn't check them in because I feeling like I was about to faint, and it was just really, really hard and really, really tough. It took me 20-25 minutes to sort of sit down, settle myself back in, get my mind straight, get my body to feel straight. And I don't think it was physical. Like it was physical, but I don't think it was. Hopefully, God forbid, I hope the Lord didn't put anything too serious on it, and it wasn't anything in terms of diabetes or anything like that. But just more like one of these reactions where I really felt like the Lord's heart was on it, because He wanted me to sort of wake up to some things. And I sat in the chair in the back office and prayed to Him that I would promise to do the best I could and do better if He could just help me and heal me that at the time. And He did heal me that day, and I've been doing okay since. But you know, I mean, we always slip up. I mean, I think we all slip up. We're naturally all sinful in nature. Naturally sinful in nature. Naturally in nature. I wrote on Facebook that I needed it more than ever that day. This was I've had Jim's book that he gave me, Memphis Vinyl Jim's book that he gave me of the Psalms. It's his own personal book. And he gave this to me months and months ago. And of course I always treasured it and loved it, but it was on my shelf for a while because I had my Psalms, my own Bible, and the Psalms are in the Bible. And I decided that one day, before any of that stuff that happened, I decided, for whatever reason, I felt it to bring this book of Jim's and stick it in my pocket. It's perfect, it's pocket size, and carry it with me. And that was the day that I had that episode at work. Everyone at work was very helpful, by the way. So I had this book, and I went down to the locker room and grabbed this book in my locker and started reading it.